Hello, 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 everyone. This is your girl, Shanidra, with Beyond the Cover. Yes, today's topic is adapting to the new beginnings, new life, etc. Let's go beyond the cover, you guys. Let's go into our catalog. I have a surprise for you guys after you watch the catalog, after this video. So stay tuned.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Yes, you guys. I am so excited. As I told you guys, today is adapting to the new beginnings, new life, etc. Now, speaking of new, we have our new inventory in. This is the lovely, let's see if you can see it, vest. Oh my gosh. When I say, I'm not going to show you guys the vest as of yet because I have a surprise with this. But we have another vest for you guys to see. So before we get into this tea, I need you guys to get your COVID-proof mugs. Yes, COVID-proof. And we're going to add some new things to these too. And I need you to get your journals. OMG. Yes, this is a must. So, got that out the way. Now, let's see. Oh, we do have one. So let's look at our new vest. See, this is a dress vest. Look at this. I mean, come on now. Look at this. This is a vest dress, honey. You wear a long sleeve black shirt up under this, honey. You are going to be on it. Do you hear me? And then I paired it with this black and white purse, which has the gold that matches the brown in here. Yes, so we have that. Now, also another new thing that we have is our business pouches. Yes, so you can actually wear this with this. And our business pouches, bags, come with our Beyond the Cover journal. And you can also purchase this at the pop-up shop Saturday at Ola Southern Cuisine 2 here in Knoxville, in South Knoxville at that. We also have these gift candles as well. They come in these wonderful gift boxes. I told you new things, you guys. God had it ready because these just came in. Well, I made these, but look at this. You get this wonderful, beautiful candle, and this is a wonderful smell of sage citrus. So we have that, and this comes in a present, so you already have it wrapped. We also have, if there's any birthdays coming up, we also have these candles as well. And these have, of course, our label on it. And they come in a box as well, but this comes in a birthday box. And when you look at it, it says make a wish. So we have that. So before we get into the word, I have one more surprise, one more new thing to show you guys. Now, come on. Come on. Come on with a bitty. Comes up, mom. Comes on. Now, we have our new and improved. Her nervous. You gonna look at the camera? Now, I will show you my wonderful vest with my wonderful dog. Her name is Amora. Look at her. Look. Look, Amora. See the camera? No, and honey, we're going to have our Christmas pictures with her and everything. I may have this vest on, but look at this vest. Oh my gosh. This is the bottom of it. Can you believe that? And the sleeves, oh my gosh, pink. You cannot beat that. And then to pair it with this beautiful dog. Now, you can't have the dog, but honey, hers are just the precious, but new thing. See, God, I asked God, I was like, Lord, can I put the dog in my new video? And he said, yes. I said, well, what could I tell them that relates to you? And he said, new beginnings. Because just as the dog had to adapt and adjust to her new beginnings, that's the same as we are in Christ. When we become a new creature in him, we have to adapt to the new way. Yahweh. We cannot continue in our old ways. We have to start with the new ways. We have to adapt. And we have to adapt to the new beginnings, new life, all of that. So just as Miss Amora has to adapt to my house and the way I live, we have to adapt to God's way, Yahweh. Because so much of our life, we are doing it our way. And God said, we're going to have to put down our old ways. Because when we become a new creature in him, the first thing, as I keep telling you, that he starts with is the renewing of our mind. And put her back in her thing. What's the wrong? You want to get back? Put her back in her little house. I don't think she like being in front of the camera. She's going to get used to it because, honey, her mama is a photographer. See, that's something that she's going to have to adapt to. Because her mama's going to be taking pictures all day, every day. I am a photographer, so she's going to have to adapt to that. She'll probably come to me again. But anyways, now, as you know, this is your girl, Shanidra, with Beyond the Cover. And we're about to get deep into this because, as you know, we've been in Jeremiah and so many times speaking on Jeremiah because Jeremiah is basically embedded in me. I cannot even talk without talking about Jeremiah. And I just completed Jeremiah. And now God has us in Corinthians to talk about what he means as far as new beginnings and being a new creature in him. So let's get our word, honey, because I'm about to give you this tea. I'm about to give you this tea, so you need your COVID-proof mug so you can receive this tea, sweetheart. Now, we are in 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, starting at verse, I'll start with 16. So, 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, starting at verse 16. It says, 16. It says, so from now on, we regard no one from a worldly point of view. So as we are entering into our new season, our new life, our new beginnings, People are going to be, you know, uh, that it's going to be new for them too because they're used to the old us. They're used to us adapting to their ways, and now that we are adapting to Yahweh, God's way, um, they're not going to understand. Just like when I purchased Amora, her little puppy friends, wasn't used to not having Amora next to them. So they had to adjust to the new beginnings of Amora too. Now, did it seem like they were happy about Amora leaving? No. But, they're going to have to adapt because Amora was chosen. Listen to God. Amora was chosen by God, by me. And that's the same as when you are chosen by God. We cannot no longer do the things of this world. We're not supposed to do it, period. But we're no longer able to do the things of this world because He has chosen you. So when you are chosen, a lot of people would like to be chosen. And it's not as easy as it seems. But when you are chosen, there's going to be people that were your best friends that may come up against you. There may be people, because when I was trying to get Amora, the dog, when I was trying to get her little buddies that was just playing around with her when she was, with them, oh, they were just having a ball playing around each other. But when she was chosen and I picked her out of it, they were fighting, trying to bite her ear, trying to pull her back. And God said we can no longer be pulled back by anyone. We can either do it Yahweh or we can hit the highway. But we cannot allow them to pull us back. She kept trucking in spite of. And that's what God is telling us to do. In spite of, our friends turning, or we seemingly to, oh, now you don't hang with us no more. Oh, now you done changed. Now you too good to be around us. It has nothing to do with that. God is just bringing us into the new. And then sometimes our old friends cannot come into the new beginnings because we're going into the new beginnings, our new life. So, just like Amora, God is saying to us in 2 Corinthians, He says, so from now on, we regard no one from a worldly point of view. We're not going to see anyone in the worldly point of view anymore, the way we used to. Because I used to look at people a lot differently than I do now, especially the argumentative or the loud people. I used to look at them like, what in the world? And I used to want to help them out, but not in the godly way. But now I see things differently, because now when people are yelling at me or whatever, it's just like I'm listening to hear them. Because sometimes, so many times, when somebody yelling at you, you in defense mode, ready to snap. But we can no longer. From now on, we regard no one from a worldly point of view. So if I handle people the same way that I used to, like get so offensive and defensive towards everything that they say, because half the time they're not even mad at you if you listen. Now I know it's easier said than done, but if you really try to listen, you can hear their pain. You can actually hear their hurt. You can actually hear who they're really talking about. When you take yourself out of the situation, when you stop looking at it at a worldly point of view. So that's what He's saying as we become new creatures in Him, as we adapt to His way. We can no longer do it our way. So that was the first one. He said, though we once regarded Christ in this way, we thought that we was, acting godly, but we wasn't. He said, we do so no longer. So regardless of what you thought it was, He said, you do so no longer. Period. He said, end of discussion. Verse 17. This is the part this is the part you want to pay attention. He said, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, anyone that is in Christ, you can no longer, in Christ, the new creation has come. The new creation has come. If you are in Christ, the new creation has come. You became a new creature. So your thinking process is not trust and believe me, you. The way I used to think and the way I used to snap and the way I used to react is no longer. My discernment is better. I handle things better. So you become a new creature. It says the old has gone, the new is here. You're always gone. Once you became a new creature in Christ, you always got to go. That fight and that might and that was going on with Amor, that got to go. Because you're not going to be fighting. Well, she wasn't really the one fighting, but she don't have to worry about that anymore. Because her mama got her back. And I would not allow anyone to hurt her. So that's the same thing with God. God said when you become a new creature, you no longer, he said, let him fight your battles. So you would no longer have to fight and defend yourself. She would no longer have to fight and defend herself. Period. And that's the same thing with God. God said, vengeance is his, saith the Lord. So you don't have to worry about it. Your old ways of handling things and defending yourself and doing all this extra stuff and fighting and biting and all of this, God said no longer. Them old ways got to go. That's why he renews your mind. Because those old ways got to go. You are in your new beginning. Amora, my dog, is in her new beginning. You know, her cage and, well, she don't have a cage, but her playpen and all clean. She would no longer be in dirty places with other dirty, nasty dogs. All of hers will be new stuff. She would not have to share it because she has been chosen. So, he said, the old has gone, the new is here. Sweetheart, you need to recognize you are a new creature now. The old is gone. The new is here right now. You cannot go back to your old ways. You can't go back to your little homies. This dog cannot go back to that cage that he was in with the other dogs. He can't go back. He may miss the dogs. She may miss the dogs, but she cannot go back. And that's what God is saying. You can't go back. That's gone. The new is here today. Today. We're not focusing on the past. That's what was going on in Jeremiah. I told you, honey, Jeremiah is in me. We'll finish. Jeremiah, just like in Jeremiah, God is trying to bring them into the new. But see, they don't want to stay where God has them for the moment. They don't want to go through nothing. They don't want to go through the change, all the changes and all that stuff as a new creature. You know, I'm just making comparing both of them with today and with the message of today. So they didn't want, God was telling them, if you go back to Egypt, I'm bringing the famine, everything that you're trying to run away from here, I'm bringing it down. You will surely die there. You will surely perish there. It will surely be desolate there, and no one will be able to live there. That's what God said. He was like, oh, you think you're going to do what you want to do? I told you your old ways got to go. I'm trying to bring you into the new. You're in the new right now, but it don't look like you're in the new. It feels weird. You're confused. You're trying to figure everything out. I'm sure with my dog, she's like, hey, she's adapting to her new beginning. So, and she loves it, as you can see. She's quiet and good, but she had to adapt. And that's what God is telling you, to adapt. There's going to be changes as he is growing you up. And it's not going to feel good. I'm sure it didn't feel good for her to have to leave her friends. It's not going to feel good when you have to leave your old friends. It's not. It's not a good feeling, but it must happen for this new beginning that you've been praying to God for. It didn't happen the way you thought it was going to happen, but it's happening. Period. So back to that. What messed them up in Jeremiah is that they wanted to go back to the old. They'd rather go back to Egypt instead of facing all the stuff in the new. And God was like, okay. And they said that they was going to continue to do their old stuff and do their old ways. And God said, okay, do that then. He said that in Jeremiah. But just know there will be consequences and repercussions for them actions. Now, I done told you how it's going to be, what it is and what it's going to be. But you're going to still, after I told you how it's going to be, decide to do it your way and not Yahweh? He said, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you? Go ahead. I tried to warn you. I told you. He said, why would you want to provoke my wrath? He said, you have to read Jeremiah. He said, why? Why would you want to provoke God's wrath? He's trying to bring you into the new. And you just have to adapt. You've been praying for the new beginnings, for the new life, and he's finally giving it to you. It don't make sense. You're confused. You're looking around. Everything's new. Nothing's familiar. But that's because everything is new. So let's finish 2 Corinthians. He said, again, we're going to go back to the 17th verse of the 5th chapter of 2 Corinthians. It says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creature, which, well, it says the new creation has come. Basically, you are the new creature. The old has gone. The new is here, period. Like he said, the old is gone. Bye. Don't look back to the way you used to be. 18, he said, all this is from God. So what you used to have wasn't from him. But all that you see right before you now is from God. God. And honey, there's a total difference when things are from God and when you was getting stuff on your own. Because we couldn't keep things that wasn't ours. But when it's from God, can't nobody take it, sweetheart. So, honey, he said all this from God, who reconciled us to himself. He reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. That God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting people's sin against them, and he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. So, during this season of your new beginnings, as a new creature in Christ, a new babe, because I consider myself, I'm on the toddler stages right now. I'm not a new babe in Christ anymore, but I'm still a baby in this thing. So that's what I consider myself. Now, I don't know how God sees me, but as far as I'm concerned, I see myself as maybe a toddler. I'm at the toddler stage, just growing more and more in God, and it's so amazing because I really see what He means as far as foolish. Being stuck in your own mind, delusional, not in tune with reality, all of that, and all of that, the ways you used to think, is gone. Now you are a new creature. Quit focusing on, oh, it's boring now. All my friends is, I can't hang out with them no more because they don't want to. Well, that's not God's fault that they don't want to. Oh, this is boring. I mean, because you're going to go through an isolation because he's pulling some things from the inside out. That's why I told you, you cannot fix anything outwardly. You cannot heal your inside by the outside. There's no Botox, there's no butt injections, no nothing that you can use or do that's going to heal you inside. But God can. And when he heals you, it's going to be uncomfortable and you're going to want to go back. Like, oh no, this don't feel right. But just stay the course. Don't be like they were in Jeremiah. Because wherever you go, it's going to follow you until you deal with it. Let God heal you so you can enjoy and adapt to the new beginnings, the new life that he has for you. Just like Amore, I'm sure this don't feel comfortable. And then yesterday she had a checkup, and I think they gave her a shot. So I mean, these new beginnings for her, may not seem so pleasant, but in the end, it's going to make sure that she stays a healthy puppy and that she stays alive longer. So that's all God is saying. He wants you to be healthy. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that. So adapt to the new beginnings. Quit trying to flee. Quit trying to go back to the old ways. Quit trying to go back to the old places you used to go to. You can't do that no more. He said you can no longer. Period. 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter. Read it. You can no longer. He warned them in Jeremiah. I hate that we came to the end in Jeremiah. I want to read it all over again. But they tried the same thing. They told me that they was going to go back to Egypt. And God was like, do that then. Go ahead. You didn't learn. You didn't see what I did with the other one. But that's fine. Go ahead. So, and they did it anyway. So don't be like them because it's going to follow you. God brought the famine and all of that straight where they went to Egypt. And he told them that he's watching them to harm them. Read Jeremiah. Before you even say anything. God didn't say, oh, he did. Read it. Jeremiah. Read it for yourself. I'm not going to even tell you the chapter that is in Jeremiah. Because I want you to read it for yourself. But honey, it's going to, God said it is what it is. I done told y'all don't want, and you still have the audacity. He said, why? Why do you want to provoke my wrath? He is trying to bless you. Why? Adapt to the new beginnings. That's what you prayed for. It's just not the way that you thought it was going to go. But our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. So the way we thought it was going to go, I thought, hey, God told me to start this business. I'm going to tell the people that's helping me with childcare that I'm going to start a business. I know they're going to pay for that. No, they cut everything off. Like I said, the people in Jeremiah, they was complaining. They was like, well, before we started doing this, basically we had plenty of food. But when we started doing this, it became parched and desolate. Well, that was the same thing with me. I'm not ashamed of my old beginnings of when I was doing the work and the ways of the world and accepting the stamps, the nothings. In the child care. When I had the stamps, my refrigerator didn't look parched. But that first time they cut it off, before God started blessing me, my refrigerator looked a little bit parched compared to how it used to look. It looked parched and desolate. But you have to stay the course. You can't be like, oh shoot, You have to stay the course. Because God is trying to see what you can do with this little. Because once he sees what you can do with this little, he can bless you with more. Because he knows that you'll be able to handle it. But if you can't handle this little, then he can't bless you with more. And you getting mad and you causing these curses upon yourself. You are provoking his wrath. He said, why? Why? I mean, come on. Like, I've always wanted a Yorkie. And now that I've waited on God to tell me the right time and the right time that I can afford it, where I could feed it and all of that and take care of it. I was even looking. They had 3 teacup Yorkies. I wanted the real deal Yorkie. Well, those little teacups, barking, 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 like constant. And they were the same age as my Shorkie. And she's a Shih Tzu mixed with a Yorkie. So she's a Shorkie. And at first I was like, no, I just want a Yorkie, a real Yorkie. And they was like, that is a real Yorkie. I'm like, no, a full blown Yorkie. But the ones that we think is what we want or is of God be the main ones that's not. And the ones that God does have for us are the ones we're like, no, I don't want that one. It don't look right. Or, whatever. But that's the ones that God chose. The ones that I'm sure people are like, Shanidra is not no. Shanidra is whatever God says Shanidra is. I'm not worried about what nobody else think or say. But she's only a photographer. I'm a photographer and a teacher. And I have to do God's ministry before everything. He blessed me with these gifts, and I have to move according to God's way. Yahweh. I cannot no longer do the things of my way. He said that's no longer. So adapt to these new beginnings. Amora is having to adapt. I'm having to adapt. So it affects everyone around you. But you still have to stay the course. I can't be like, oh shoot, she done pooped on my floor. I gotta take her back. No, I have to adapt too. She's a dog. I have to teach and train her in the way that she needs to go as the new creature in my house. And that's what God is trying to do. He didn't throw you away. He's not going to just throw you away because you messed up. He's teaching you and training you. Because when I messed up, my apostle was like, this is just don't freak out. Don't overwork yourself. This is just a teachable moment. God is trying to teach you something. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry because I did not, I was just freaking out because, I was serious. When I decided to, rededicate my life to God, I was serious. And when I messed up, it just was heartbreaking. Like, it really broke my heart. Like, it still breaks my heart to know that I broke my father's heart. So, but again, he is here. I am adapting to his way because, as I told you in my last video, I thought that my way was the right way, but that was the world's way. I thought, hey, I'm doing pretty decent, but there's always something that we have to change. There's always something that we have to adapt to because he's always constantly changing. I mean, I have never decided to do candles before, but he has me doing candles. I mean, and these smell so good, and I get to do them in my fragrances that I like, and doing them different, like coming in, a gift thing. So you can just purchase and gift it to somebody. You don't have to go buy the box and all of that. Even for birthdays, you don't have to buy the thing for the birthdays. I mean, you can buy a bag, but you really don't have to do that. You can really just sit this on the table and give it to them, and they'll think that this is so cute. And it's a candle. And if they do it, open it, and then they can reuse this box. I'm always thinking of different ways. So there's always new things. And then, for us women that are in business, we are all dressed up and ready to glow, honey. But especially in our new blazer dresses, our new blazer. But we don't want this. We don't want a big old pouch to have to tote and carry around. So these are perfect for that, so that you can glow, honey, in style, and you can have your journal with you, so that you can write down and take notes at your business meeting and be ready. And we also have the crossover, which I'll show you guys Thursday. And those have a special quote on them saying that you are enough. Quit thinking that you are not enough. You are enough in God. So adapt to the new way, to Yahweh. Adapt to the new. New beginnings, new life. This is what you prayed for. Now it's time to walk in it. And it's not just when I walk through, it's really walking through this, walking it out, walking it like you talk it. Oh, I forgot. Walk it. That's what God is expecting for you now. Walk it. Walk it like you talk it. Walk it like you preach it. All of it. All of it. He said, follow my commandments carefully. All of them. Not some of them, not the ones you want. All of them. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let's go beyond the cover. Don't forget to sign your children up if they want to join the classes, because this week will be the last week. So you have until tonight to sign your children up. It will be from 5 to 7. So let's go beyond the cover. This is your girl, Shanidra.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance.